I did consider opening this video to a soundbite of Eminem's Real Slim Shady, specifically the Guess Who's Back segment of it, but ultimately that would cause the video to be demonetized, and after a month away from YouTube, I could do with every single dollar of ad revenue that I can get right now, if I'm being completely honest. So, ahoy there folks, yes, I am back at last. I took a whole month off. There are a few reasons for that, and I will jump into that in just a moment. This video is going to be looking at everything that happened in 2022 and kind of an outlook going forward, both for Eve Echoes, for me, and for this channel, just to give an idea of what to expect. We're going to be having a look a little bit at the patch notes here as well, but it's not a full in-depth patch note video. I may go back and do one of those, plus the 2 dev Q&As that I've missed, if you folks would like me to do that. If you've already had your fill of that content and don't want to hear my voice, well, let me know in the comment section down below. What a wonderful welcome back. Hi Benzie, no, we don't want to hear from you, go away. Anyway, so why did I take December off? Well, at the start of December, we had numerous issues with our Zeta, our electricity here. We first of all had an issue with our meter, followed by power lines in our area being stolen. That put us off for nearly 2 weeks. After that, Carrie and I both came down with a horrific disease, and at that point I was already sort of 2-3 weeks out of content as it was. Christmas was right around the corner with New Year. I knew I was going to Masuna, and so I just said, you know what, it's not like I get a holiday during the year, so I'm taking the entire month of December off. I'll be back in January. I probably should have communicated that a little bit better, but I was trying to be as offline as possible at that point in time. Over Christmas, we actually had no signal whatsoever at Masuna until basically the new year. That was fun. Anyway, so what has been going on and what can we expect going forward? Well, what I missed was 2 weeks of developer Q&A videos, plus a ton of patch notes. So I'm going to open those now, we're going to scroll down to the second set first, and we're going to talk about kind of what's happening here. Now, the kind of running theme for 2022 with Eve Echoes has definitely, in my eyes at least, been bigger is better. If that wasn't already a thing in Eve Echoes before, which honestly, looking at battleships, I kind of believe it was, that has very much continued into 2022. We've seen capital ships launched at the end of 2021. We saw the new, the Force Auxiliaries added in October 2022. We then have just seen the new the versatile attack carriers, and they've announced that they're doing a carrier design contest. Plus there's just so much that seems to be suggesting that we're going even bigger from here on out, and this just has been compounded down. If we look at the patch notes here, the first thing you'll see is barreled capital weapons. Now again, I'm well aware that I'm a couple of weeks late to these patch notes, but for those of you who aren't aware of this, this is basically what's referred to as high angular weaponry in EVE Online. What this means is that you can fit weapons that have battleship tracking, but better than battleship DPS, to your dreadnoughts now. So, if you have a choice between a battleship and a dreadnought, if you've got both of them in your hangar, there's now no need to ever undock the battleship. Currently, if you've got battleships and dreadnoughts, the dreadnoughts are pretty much there for PvP and structure bashing only, or some rather fun extreme range games. I know there's a lot of stuff that goes on like that, but for the most part, it was not really viable to go ratting with a dreadnought. Obviously, there is still the whole thing of, is it safe? You know, am I going to lose my dreadnought? And the thing is, simply put now, yeah, you're not really going to anymore, because dreadnoughts now have these weapons, these barreled capital weapons that have the same application as battleship weaponry, but better DPS. So if you had a choice between undocking your dreadnought or your battleship, now you undock the dreadnought, you just change it to sort of a PvE fit, and then you can dock. Heck, you can even keep it on for PvP and just use it for bashing smaller ships with that. It removed one of the key weaknesses that dreadnoughts used to have. The other key weakness they used to have was in regards to their electronic warfare capabilities, and that has also been fixed. 2 new special weapons used for capacitor warfare, including Capital Energy Nosferatu and Energy Neutralizer. So the whole issue that dreadnoughts used to have these, you know, you could essentially get close to a dreadnought, get under its guns and start dealing a little bit of damage to it, or at least the interceptors could hold it in place. Now, no, they can just absolutely flatten whatever pathetic capacitor you have, because we now have Capital Nosferatus and Capital Newts. Yeah. So gone are the days of frigates being able to do anything to these either, because now basically you can have battleship grade weapons with better DPS and an even better Nosferatu in the mid slot. Plus we've just seen new sort of balancing for the dreadnoughts that meant that ultimately they are less weak to electronic warfare effects. So when someone comes at you with like a tracking disruptor or whatever, yeah, that doesn't have the negative effects that it used to have on it anymore. So again, we're seeing the weaknesses of these capital ships being stripped away, and then looking very much at the new versatile assault ships, now that those have been out for a couple of weeks, what we're seeing there is that, yes, actually, having frigate and destroyer skills is beneficial, because it makes the frigates and destroyers that you launch from the versatile attack ships better, but you still have to be piloting a capital in order to use them. Basically, we've all been crying out for small ship content, and basically NetEase heard that and said, okay, well, let's put your small ships on capitals and call it a compromise, right? That's not a compromise. I want to be able to pilot small ships. I want content for small ships. I don't want my small ships to be content for bloody capitals. But that's where we are now at. And as we go through these notes, you'll see that pretty much everything that's going on here is very much geared around bigger is better. There is nothing really going on for smaller based ships. We were promised numerous different things coming, like a new Dormant Realm for small ships. At this point, I believe, I can't seem to find where I read it. Again, I was kind of flicking through now and then over the past month, but I seem to remember reading that the small ship Dormant Realm is still going to allow battleships, which means that NetEase still haven't learnt the important lesson that is, if you include battleships, they will always be better in PvE. They will always be better. There is no reason to fly a frigate over a battleship. Yes, you can sit there and tell me that, oh, there were Dormant Realm builds where people were using a succubus. Yes, there were, but there were equally people who were using 4 battleships and doing just fine. There is no content there for the small ships, and as soon as you add in the ability to bring in a larger ship, well, yeah, you kind of remove the need to take the smaller ones in, and thus it's not small ship content, it's still large ship content. What I want at this point in time, and you may call me uncompromising on this, I really don't care anymore. Ultimately, I want content that is exclusive to small ships, that battleship pilots cannot go into, because they've already got pretty much everything. If any battleship pilot comes up to me and says, oh, I hate that this new Dormant Realm thing I can't come into, it's so unfair, it's like, seriously, sod off and look at the rest of the game. You guys have everything. Those of us who want to pilot small ships literally have nothing outside of a few specific PvP niches. And that's just not fun. That's just not fun. Which kind of brings me to the next point, and it's rather illustrated nicely here with out with the old, in with the new. 2023, it's a new year, so happy new year to everyone watching this. I do genuinely hope that you all had a fantastic festive season, whether you're celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or if you're not celebrating anything and just having fun, you know, with friends and family. That's awesome, and I hope you had a great time. I hope you had a brilliant New Year celebration, and welcome to 2023. I do genuinely wish everyone watching this the absolute best for the coming year. Now, of course, that includes me, and I want the best for the coming year as well, and it is becoming clear to me that Eve Echoes is not going in the direction I want it to. I have very different ideas for what this game could be compared to the developers, it seems. They are adamant that this is a capital ship first, pay-to-win experience at this point in time. Yeah, I finally said it. Pay to win, because let's be honest, you're buying capital ships and then they're adding new capital ships that they want you to swipe your credit card to be able to get into as quickly as possible. Nano cores that you have to buy with your actual credit card, because can you get Concorde Pass capital nano cores? No, you cannot. You can only get those things through things like Illusory Ghost and Neon Rain, which are paid for events. So yes, sorry, this game is now becoming finally pay to win. Am I leaving Eve Echoes? No, I'm not, but I am dialing back on it because I'm finding it is melting my emotional state. Ultimately, I'm a happy person. I like to be a happy, positive person. I like to look at the bright side of things. As Otto Mechanic put it so perfectly, the concept of this YouTube channel was originally Hi there folks, I'm Captain Benzie, I'm having fun, here's how you can too. And the simple fact is, I'm just not having fun with Eve Echoes all that much at the moment. There's very little going on that actually entices me. Like, yeah, we just had a big war, yeah, we just watched Catskull and Tosis, one of Nilf's citadels. That was pretty cool, you know? There's been some interesting goings on, but the game is shifting in a direction that I feel like I'm being left behind. Am I quitting the game? No. I'm just going to be dialing it back a bit. I'm going to be exploring other avenues and looking into other games. There's a lot of really cool stuff I've been playing recently that I'm genuinely enjoying. I've been really passionately going for. Like, a lot of the stuff that I was doing over the month when I had bits of internet was essentially preparing to make a whole load of content in new games, in new directions to showcase with you. I sat there playing some games, and I'm going to be using the whole premiere thing, so I hope you folks will join me and watch these videos. We'll sit and chat together and talk about the videos and what's going on here. I'm not shifting the channel into any new game. I'm shifting the channel away from being Eve Echo centric and being more about me and the awesome games that I want to share with you. I want to showcase so many more things than just Eve Echoes at this point, and I really hope you'll enjoy that with me. But I was just playing some games and I said to myself, you know what? I'm actually enjoying these. I'm actually having fun. I want to share that with my community. I want to, you know, spread the joy and love on that, and I hope they'll join me. And I do. I really hope you'll join me. Obviously, YouTube is my main, it's my job. It is my main way of income. It's my main income generator. And if I tank my own channel, well, I tank my own income. So anything I do that is not tried and tested is going to be risky. But it's what I need to do at this point. I'm enjoying doing the whole Zimbabwe channel, and so this channel now, I need to move it away from being Eve Echoes centric. I will still make Eve Echoes content. I'll still do dev Q&A. If I find something in the game that I'm really enjoying and having fun with, absolutely I'll showcase it. But stay tuned to find out about a load of really cool stuff that I've been having fun with over the past month. I hope you'll enjoy that. I hope you'll join me. I'm pretty excited. I hope you are too. I'll probably do some EVE Online content at some point as well, and Project M5, the new mobile game being made by CCP, the developers of EVE Online, set in the EVE Online universe, like Eve Echoes is. Project M5 has just entered its second test, literally last night as I record this. I'm not allowed to showcase it, I'm not allowed to talk about any of the details of it, but I'm excited, and I hope you guys are too. I'm looking forward to the day when eventually I can showcase that one to you as well. Anyway folks, that's today's video, just kind of looking at the direction that Eve Echoes is heading in, and just hoping that you'll join me in the new direction that I'm taking as well. Anyway folks, thanks for watching, happy sailing, happy new year, and see you all in New Eden.